Have you ever seen something so mind-bogglingly horrible, something so painful to watch that your brain just implodes from the frustration that said movie provides? Well, that's DC Super Pets. Where to start on this piece of shit? The moment this movie was released to the public, this movie was pretty much destined to fail. The whole time I was watching this movie, I couldn't stop thinking about what a fucking waste of time this movie is. Before I blow my brains out from how horrible this movie is, let's talk about the first reason why I hate this movie, the animation. The animation for this movie is probably the most hideous and most unfinished animation I've ever seen for a movie. Let's start with the unfinished part. There were multiple times in the movie where I saw some animation that was unfinished. There was one awkward part of the film where a dog was pissing. There was no liquid coming out of the dog, so all you hear is this awkward sound effect of this dog pissing. There were also points like that where there were supposed to be moments where a character is doing something, but the animation is just so fucking unfinished that sometimes you just don't see it. There are also a lot of points, mainly during the fight scenes, where civilians would just run around during fight scenes, and then after a few minutes you'd still see the same civilians running around in the background. I also love the reusage of character models. Now, usually when animators reuse character models in animated movies, they're usually quite subtle about it, but no, not DC Super Pets, they're a different kind of special. When the weird guinea pig looking fuck is monologue, because of course they are, why wouldn't this movie monologue? She stole this girl's hair, and then later on when Ace is explaining his backstory, he had this girl as an owner, and they fucking reused the same girl model. Like I said before, there are many examples of really bad animation of this movie, whether that ranges from reusing models to the animation going from really smooth to really choppily made. And, like I said, it's fucking unfinished. And it's really jarring to look at as well. Now that we've talked about most of the animation side of things, let's talk about the plot, and hoo boy, is the plot some kind of hot garbage. So, the whole plot is some hamster or guinea pig has minions, and they want to capture the whole Justice League. No, I'm not fucking joking. A league of highly skilled, highly intelligent human and non-human beings are not able to take out a group of fucking guinea pigs. I cannot make this shit up, even if I tried. Even with superpowers, they are smaller and have less experience than the Justice League, so how the fuck aren't they able to stop them? Maybe by dumb luck they might have been able to take down one of the members, but not fucking all of them. No fucking shot.
Look! Okay, Wonder Woman will stop her. Goddess, no!
Goody. It's nice to see super speed being written inconsistently again. What is this, the second time this year? There were also moments where super speed sure could have been useful to avoid some major plot inconveniences, like that turtle with super speed. What a fucking mess. And also, before anyone goes down raving in the comments
Fucking hell, kids start raving. No.
about how the plot doesn't matter in kids' movies because it's a movie for kids, let me just remind you, that's not really an excuse. Being bad at writing for a kids' movie and making the excuse that it's just for kids is quite pathetic, because 1, being a writer should not be a get-out-of-jail-free card for when you're directing or writing a kids' movie. 2, I guess it's an excuse now that we can have children's media be whatever the fuck it wants to be, as long as it's a kids movie. I guess the morals and etc. don't matter for a kids movie as long as it's a kids movie. And 3, just because it's a children's movie does not excuse it from plot conveniences, contrivances, and etc. Believe it or not, adults watch kids movies too. I know. Very hard to believe, an adult watching Incredibles, or a teenager watching the animated series for Batman. I know, fucking revolutionary. Let's also talk about this fucking super hamster. So this hamster gets its powers from orange kryptonite, and somehow this pet knows it can only affect animals and not humans. But how can you know it can't affect humans? Sure, it didn't affect Luther, but that doesn't exactly count as every human to ever exist. So anyway, orange kryptonite gave it powers, so by that logic, green kryptonite would have the same effect to it, right? So how the fuck didn't it affect it when trying to get Superman? And when it pretty much poisoned Krypto? Oh right, and the hamster's plan is pretty fucking contrived. To make sure that Krypto couldn't make it, the hamster would have had to know whether or not Krypto would eat this much somehow, wouldn't feel the hard kryptonite in its mouth, nor would he sense it. Then, when the kryptonite entered his stomach, he could still fly around and do super dog shit. It's only when he tries to save Superman, somehow it started working all of a sudden. Wow, how fucking convenient. That only started working when the plot needed it to. It's almost like the movie needed a plot device of sorts so he couldn't save Superman. Oh, but Introvert Robot, the hamster had kryptonite on her. It would be affected anyway. I'm glad some of you have been paying attention, but one, even if this was correct, that still doesn't explain the kryptonite in his stomach and how that doesn't work. 2, the kryptonite wasn't even close to Krypto. The hamster even explained that it was the kryptonite in its stomach that did the job, not the other way around. You also gotta love how inconsistent the villain is. The hamster saved the little cat because she isn't a monster, then why not save the other animals? This plot is the most utterly embarrassing thing I've ever come across. The characters' lines feel off, they have little to no chemistry at all, and they aren't even funny. Apparently some people have been finding some jokes in this movie pretty funny, and if that's your type of comedy, that's fine, but I usually call this type of comedy lowbrow MCU humor. You know, jokes that usually fall flat in an MCU movie, so they get scrapped for these fucking garbage movies. Don't get me wrong, whatever you find funny is funny, but the comedy just feels so lazily written and awfully generic. The comedy usually is like this: oh, this cat is evil, but cats aren't supposed to be evil. Oh my god, I just think I broke my windpipe from how hilarious that was. A villain saves a cat from fire because she is a monster. Do you get it, audience? It's because she actually is an evil monster villain. Please laugh. Please laugh. We spent 5 seconds on these jokes, and since we're a movie, this demands laughter. Here's one more example. Krypto is obsessive over Superman, and he pretty much kills Lois. Well, by real-world logic, he would have killed her. You get it? 'Cause he's jealous? Most of the comedy in this movie are based on oxymorons, like a cat being cute but is actually murderous. A narcissistic dog, who is praised to be a hero, is actually murdering a woman. These are things that are unusual for these animals to be doing, so that's why it's so fucking funny. Even I can do it. Hey guys, I love this movie. Do you get it, guys? Because I'm actually lying and this movie is dog shit. The plot is some of the most generic shit I've ever seen in my life. A narcissistic dog who is so full of himself he couldn't tell his own ass from his face learns to be not so narcissistic. Or a creature that works alone and then has to learn how to work together with a group as a team. And then at the end, they all become best pals. The talking pet getting jealous of its owner since it's paying attention to someone else now, most likely a lover. If you've never heard of these extremely overused plot lines, then I would recommend watching those weird talking dog movies, the Garfield movies, and more, because they are really fucking everywhere. Okay, John, we fucking get it. You don't like this movie, but is there anything you actually liked about the movie? Well, I like that it ended. Oh, be fucking serious, John. Alright, fine. There were 1 or 2 things I liked about this movie. Here they were. Oh, no, that seemed to be the wrong screen. It's just a picture of a black, empty, bottomless void. Oh, never mind. That is the right screen. My bad. Now, let's talk about the Justice League. I really can't fucking tell whether or not they made this shit look awful on purpose, or if they're just having a giggle. And if they did an incredible job in doing so. Cyborg looks like a black stereotype, The Flash looks like he shouldn't be allowed near his local kindergarten and school, Wonder Woman looks fine, Batman is what happened if Thomas and Martha Wayne were brother and sister, Green Lantern looks... and them together looks like they got the world's most fucked up looking heroes in a team-up. The thing is about this movie too, is that the whole Justice League barely gets any screen time. So we just assume they're idiots who don't know how to save the world properly. The fact that the Justice League needs to be saved by wild animals is the dumbest thing I've had to witness in a cinema. There are so many things wrong with this movie. The fact that super speed is super contrived, and the fact that the Flash could literally have everyone imprisoned in 5 seconds or less amazes me on how he manages to get caught. So, without further ado, I'm giving this dumbass fucking movie a 1 out of 10. Unfinished animation, bad writing, rushed character arcs, and awful voice acting. Contrived moments. It's like if I opened the most unlucky door to ever exist of superhero movies. At least Morbius was fun to laugh at. This movie is just bland, boring, and utter shite. Thanks for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the video if you haven't already. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!